So why am I transgender? I don't know. Maybe I should make some noise first. Here. Since apparently me making noise annoys people. That's my guess. I don't know. Tell me if I'm right or not. Now that we've cleared the room of anyone that I don't want to hear my shit. Imagine being born with a 3-inch dick and 42C tits before hormones. Okay? I grew up the entire time wondering why I was this way. Okay? And the entire time that I'm growing up is coinciding with all of this shit going on. And, you know, I started thinking I was transgender a long time ago, like in high school. The first time I ever saw a trans woman, I never watched any other kind of porn ever again. Never was really interested in women with vaginas ever again. And mostly that is I didn't know that it was possible to do that and be that. And, you know, there's shit from way, way back. I could talk about some shit from early on in my childhood that would make you go, But it's the sort of stuff that, like, you know, it's just a kid being a kid. Who fucking knows? But, like, the serious shit is I fell in love with trans women. I always wanted to be one. I always wanted to be in a lesbian relationship with another one, which during COVID, I did. I dated a trans woman named Dakota for about a year. And that was my goal in transitioning, was to get a girlfriend. Like, if you're into trans women and kind of a chick yourself, it doesn't behoove you to sit around being ugly. Like, trans women can be kind of shallow, and, like, you need to look good. And, like, part of that is a litmus test as to whether or not you're really trans or not, too. And, like, it didn't start out with, hey, let's become a girl and let's date other girls. That actually kind of became the backup plan. My original plan was, hey, let's become a girl and date guys, but I can't seem to find a single guy that really wants to date. They just want to fuck. So that seems to be not just me, but most women. Like, I don't know where, like, everyone says, well, you should go to a church to date. Well, yeah, how's that going to work out for you? You know? I don't know if I could explain it to you any better than this, but, like, why I made that decision is it was made for me genetically years and years ago, I feel. This is where, if you're the kind of person that laughs when you see a man in a dress, then you're not my kind of people. Clearly. It's one of those things, like, I didn't laugh when I saw a man in a dress. I got sexually aroused. You know, mainly because I'm kind of a freak and I like some weird shit. And that's one of those signs that they probably like very, very similar weird shit. That's why they turn me on. Also, there's the fact that they treat me like I'm a human being, which is pretty rare outside of the trans community. So, In my opinion, men and women don't treat each other like they're human beings. Men are despicable and women are beneath contention. Below contention. I hate them. That's one of those, like, you know, when you eliminate the idea of ever dating a woman from your, you know, future possibilities, because that's not what you want and not what you're into. And then the guys that you really like you when you dress up like a girl. Which they really do. You know? As a guy, I'm kind of not attractive at all. As a girl, I have a big ass and big tits. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but like the guys that I like have dicks the size of my fucking forearm and fuck all day. And are black. Usually. And that person that I just described digs me a lot. And then there's trans women who, like, at least the one that I dated really loved me. I miss her a lot. As far as, like, why I do this, it's kind of like asking the ocean why it's wet, Bubba. We just are. Kind of always have been. I'm sorry if I click knives. I do. I would say there's a component of this that is, I wouldn't have done this if there had not been so many other people already doing it, showing me what to do and how to do. You know? Monkey see, monkey do. Well, a little bit, but you ought to get too that there's a slice of us that when we see this, we're not laughing at it and we're not making fun of it. We're very, very interested. And that is what was wired in at birth. Like, I went around as a kid pretending to be people from Disney cartoons. The thing I never told my parents is that when they weren't in the room, I was pretending to be the fucking princesses. Because I'm a sexy bitch. It's just the way I am. It's the way I've always been. And because I felt I had to hide that, I have a laundry list of psychological problems that I wouldn't otherwise have. I didn't really get a childhood. And like as a result of that, you know, here we sit. And the not really getting a childhood thing is between things being rough at home and being sexually abused. I really wasn't hip on people. Still really am. I'm not. And when you're like, well, clearly you were sexually abused, therefore that's what made you trans. I was sexually abused in high school by another student who decided it was cool to feel up my breasts in the hallway every day for a year until I beat the living shit out of him. Yeah. It's one of those like, hey, maybe you just shouldn't laugh at people. Maybe we should go back to a society where if you laugh at me, I can slit your fucking throat. Wouldn't that be nice? That's the society I encourage here for. Or for here. You people are despicable. You know, that's how I feel. When you tell me that you fucking would laugh at me, yeah, like, it kind of makes me furious. And this is the thing that you don't see, is that, like, there's a lot of pain and anguish and hate that's boiling behind the face of anyone that does this. So why don't you just fucking try it? Try and throw us into fucking concentration camps again. See where that gets you. I'm kind of done having this conversation. Like, I don't know. I hope this is an answer. As much of one as you're going to get.